U.S. Farm Report Farm Country Forecast is brought to you by Calhoun Superstructure, engineered fabric buildings serving the agriculture and fertilizer industries for over 30 years. Visit calhounsuperstructure.com/AG. That's calhounsuperstructure.com/AG.
Well, welcome back to U.S. Farm Report. Your From the Farm forecast this week is with Brad Rippey, USDA meteorologist. Brad, you look at some of this area of the plains, finally seeing some rain this week. Can we thank El Nino for that?
Not yet. We do have El Nino in the offing, but we can't say that El Nino is there yet, nor can we say that this is the cause for that. If anything, this just appears to be a storm that got a little bit off the normal storm track, through Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and brought some much needed rainfall, 1 to 3 inches in some areas. I'd like to have seen a little bit more widespread rain, but honestly, at this point, we'll take what we can get, both for winter grains and for the upcoming summer crop season, and for drought-stressed rangeland and pastures, which need a lot more help than just one storm to try to bounce back from a year or more of punishing drought.
Yeah, and then to the other extreme, Brad, now we're seeing flooding in parts of the upper Mississippi River. Forecast saying that the river could go even higher. When you look at some of those areas, where are we seeing the biggest threat of flooding?
We still see significant moderate to major flooding in the upper Mississippi basin, roughly from the Minneapolis-St. Paul area all the way downstream to the Quad Cities in Illinois and Iowa, and then even a little bit south of that. The good news there in the upper Midwest is a lot of this water is working its way through the system. The Mississippi River crest just passed La Crosse, Wisconsin, and it was an impressive crest there, almost 4 feet above flood stage, and the third highest water level on record, behind only the floods of April 1965 and April 2001. As we see that water working its way further south, it'll be a top 10 flood crest, at least to the Quad Cities over the next week or two. But again, a lot of that's due to snowmelt. A lot of it's working its way through the system. And we've got a diminishing flood threat as we head into May. Other basins that we're looking at flooding, the Red River Valley of the North, that's a northward flowing river. We've got the crest that will be approaching the Canadian border within a few more days. We've also seen some moderate to major flooding in the James River Basin in eastern South Dakota. But there again, we see the flood threat diminishing over the next several days. So unless we were to get a very stormy weather pattern in May, I think the worst of it will be over within the next couple of weeks across the upper Midwest.
Well, Brad, a lot of farmers getting anxious right now, wanting to get in the field to plant. So let's look over the next week. What areas do you think we will see more planting progress, and where do you think farmers will still be sidelined?
I think this is really one of the true highlights in the upcoming forecast. We have a pretty deep trough or low pressure area that's kind of parked over the Midwest right now, and that is leading to below normal temperatures. Fortunately, not a whole lot of moisture, but it doesn't look like that pattern is going to break anytime soon. And so, in fact, for the next couple of weeks, we might even see that pattern intensifying across the Midwest. That means significantly below normal temperatures, occasional showers, and fieldwork delays. And that really extends all through the Midwest, particularly in the Great Lakes region. That could also include some frosty conditions, similar to what we've been seeing this week in the Midwest, and even at times as far west as the central Great Plains. So as we move into May, that's a consideration for heading winter wheat that could be harmed by frost and freezes, and also for any emerging summer crops, especially as we get into the next couple of weeks and more crops begin to emerge. Any of that early planted corn, states like Missouri, we will have to watch that overlap of where we have emerged summer crops and potentially frosty conditions.
All right, Brad, thank you so much for joining us this weekend. We appreciate it. That does it for U.S. Farm Report. Be sure to tune in again next week as we work to build on our tradition. Have a great weekend, everyone.
U.S. Farm Report is produced and distributed by Farm Journal Broadcast.